Hey, I'm Lynn Coffey, and I am a website strategist for service-based business owners, which means if you sell a service like a trainer, coach, consultant, therapist, doctor, anything like that, then I can help you get more leads from your website. One of the things that I often talk about is obviously the design of the website, but also the copy, right? The stuff that you put into the design, the words, the images, the videos. And that is often more important than the actual design itself, but it's not really as fun for people to talk about. You know, design is cool. We get to talk about what we're going to put where and what color the buttons are going to be and graphics and stuff like that. But again, while that's important, really it's the stuff that people consume. It's the copy that is usually the make it or break it factor. So I wanted to create a video where I talk a little bit about website copy and how you can create that so that it connects with the website visitors and ultimately leads to conversions or opt-ins. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is for most people that I work with, they are the only person in their business. However, if you look at most service providers' websites, they use words like we, like we do this and we care about clients. And if you're the only person in your business, or if you're the main person that performs the service, then a way to make your website more friendly and more approachable is to use first person language, which just means I, me, or mine. So you can talk about, here's my story. I do this for clients. I offer these services. And when you use first person language, it just lowers the barrier a little bit and it makes the website feel more real. And it makes people it gives them an easier time connecting with an actual person, you, versus this random group of people, this we, okay? So particularly if you're the only person in your business or the one that provides the bulk of the services to the actual client, make sure that you use first person language. Another way to make copy connect or make copy that converts is to use friendly conversational tone. Almost every website that I review, the words are generic. There's not a lot of feeling. There's not a lot of energy behind it. In fact, they're pretty stale and it's pretty bland. It's kind of boring. Everything reads like you would expect to read on a brochure or something. You see, websites are different. They're alive. They have a personality. There's an energy to them. And so what we need to do is create the copy that's interesting for people to read. So here's sort of an out there comparison. Would you like to read the dictionary? No, not really. Nobody does. There's no feeling behind it, right? Or would you like to read an instruction manual? No. It's not fun. It's not interesting. But would you like to read a murder mystery thriller or some fiction book about, hiking the Appalachian Trail or climbing Mount Everest or, whatever is of interest to you? Yeah, that sounds fun. You see, people are looking at your website because they're looking for a solution to their problem, right? So that depends on your business, but your people are coming to your website because they have an issue or problem, a complaint, something, and they're looking to hire somebody for some help. And that's why they're on your website. So they're there because they're interested in gaining help. They're interested in getting an answer. There's something there, but there's an interest, okay? So the interest will be determined, their interest factor in contacting you will be determined by, in some large part, your website copy. So again, we already talked about it can be bland and boring, but if you can make it interesting to read, if you can make it jump off the page and connect with that person, then you're furthering that know, like, and trust factor. One important thing to remember here is that people buy from people. So even when they're buying a service, they're still ultimately buying from a person. It's why car salesmen, all the jokes about it are fine, but it's why car salesmen were originally started, because they would go out on the lot, they'd build a rapport with somebody, and eventually that person would buy from them or not if they weren't so good at it. But you ultimately buy from people that you know, like, and trust. And so your copy has the ability to develop that professional relationship, to develop that friendship, even though you've never met the person before. So another thing that copy can do is provide a sense of feeling, provide a sense of an inside glimpse, if you will. So let's say that you have a fitness facility or a personal training studio or something like that, and you want people to be able to come to sort of view the inside of that facility, but asking people to just walk in off the street is kind of a big ask. They're kind of scared about that. They don't want to just walk in off the street and take a tour of your facility. That's not how this works. So if you can put something like that on your website, not only are you giving them an inside glimpse of what your facility looks like, but you're developing an opportunity to connect with them, even though, again, you've never met them. So copy, whether it's words or whether it's a video giving them an inside look, or whether it's a client testimonial, talking about how fantastic you are, how fantastic your services are, all of that stuff can connect your website, your business, to the website visitor without you ever even knowing that they exist. When your website is able to do this, it will move that person from just someone who's interested into someone who's really interested, because they're able to clearly see that you get the result that they are looking for. And that is when they'll take you up on your free offer and opt in. So they are just a few secrets of how website copy, when done the right way, can connect to total strangers that you don't even know about and move them from someone who's just looking for a solution to someone who thinks that you are now the answer to their solution. So if you liked this video and you're watching it on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel so that you're alerted of all new videos that come out. If you're watching the video somewhere else, be sure to like it, comment on it, share it, do whatever it is that you would like to do. And as always, please reach out to me if you have any questions at all. Okay, bye-bye.